content of this podcast is produced for entertainment purposes only and is for informational and educational use. It does not constitute financial or investment advice. You should not make any financial decisions based on the information provided without consulting a qualified professional. All opinions expressed are solely those of the host and guest and do not reflect the views of any company or organization. The hosts and or guests may currently own, have previously owned, or intend to own securities discussed in the content. The content produced here belongs to Daniel Andreev of 18 Degree Journal. It cannot be reproduced or used without prior permission. We do not wish for this content to be used for AI training and do not give such permissions. Memo. A mini memo on the 3-ish books that have so far influenced me the most. The books that have shaped me who I am today. Hello. As promised, and quickly back up and running, ready with my next article. This one's going to be a little bit shorter and sweet, just to keep you nice and engaged. In the last memo, I talked about the books I've read and pondered over in 2025. I'll link this at the end of the description. And having finished that, I realized it might actually be a good moment to step for a moment and think about something slightly different. The 3-ish books that have had the biggest impact on my life so far. I'm expecting this list to change as I mature and get older, but for now, these 3 books. And of course, not exactly 3, it's 3-ish books, because once again, I cheated on keeping it down to those 3 books. I did have a strong start though, as you'll see. Before we go, same deal as last time, quick disclaimer disclosure. Attached in the description are affiliate links, link to the books that I'm talking about, and the covers you see are all taken from Amazon. If you do click them, I do get a commission free of charge for you, but again, no pressure of using it. Just right click, find the title on your own, no problem whatsoever. Without less further ado, and excuse my horrible naming of the section. So my first section is the framework rethought. The first book is a little special. It's written by Israeli-American 2002 Nobel Memorial Prize in Economic Science winner Daniel Kahneman, who won it with Vernon L. Smith. The book is called Thinking Fast and Slow, and it's a foundation of work on decision-making framework from an angle of psychological pitfalls, or more accurately, influences. To expand a little bit more, the core idea of the book, and most of Kahneman's research, is that our brains are not biologically wired to think in a perfect, rational, or unbiased way. We are wired to default to certain patterns, shortcuts, and influences that constantly shape our decisions. Often, without us realizing it, this book has made a big impact on me, because much like other books that followed, notably Poor Charlie's Almanac, I began to try to unify my thinking from different fields and more directly from the influence of the book. I started noting and paying attention to the biases driving my decision making and reflections. For me, this work is not only intellectually stimulating, but has helped me evolve how I approach my life. The next section I called The Helpful Hand, and this will be a little unorthodox for many of you. Nonetheless, the books that have had a transcendental any lesson, moral, or entertainment value I got from these books. These books helped me build a very important habit. The books, I would say books plural because it's 2 book series, The Inheritance Cycle by Christopher Paolini and The Percy Jackson and the Olympian by Rick Riordan. And they made the greatest impact on me because before them, I was not really an avid reader. I was, my childhood I spent a lot of time traveling, moving from country to country, switching language to language, and perhaps because of my innate laziness, or perhaps because of my aversion of doing something hard that is humanly mean, I was avoiding it. And however, after reading those books and putting them down, I've never had any trouble reading. I've been completely, I can't go a day without reading. So much thank you to Rick and to Christopher, because without them, I would not have this habit of lifelong learning, of reading all the time, of filling my muse and maybe curiosity on the world. So they have made that impact to me through those books. Of course, there's other small lessons throughout the stories, but they're overshadowed just by helping create this habit. Next category is A Wind on My Journey, and you'll slowly see that it was, again, harder for me to narrow it. Even though we started with one book, all the other categories have 2. So the 2 books are The Education of Value Investor, Much Transformative Quest for Wealth, Wisdom, and Enlightenment by Guy Spear, and The Dundo Investor, The Long Low Risk Value Method of High Returns by Manish Pabrai. They've both been instrumental in finding something I really like in life and a dream career to aspire to. Reading this book, something inside me clicked. First, the realization that the object is super interesting to me, and then their way of thinking really resonated with me. I also never pictured investing as a career, nor would I have gone on this journey of listening on the podcast guest appearances that they've been in to slowly introduced me into this world of investing. Of course, these books were not all glamorous and joy. For example, guys showing a light on what I don't really want to do, what to avoid in pitfalls in the investment world. And Monish introduced me to the subject that I could really emphasize and relate to, which was immigrants becoming successful investors in their own way. So both did a wonderful job introducing me to the side of the investment world and guiding me towards my dream goal. Of course, I couldn't go on without having two more honorable mentions, and I have no promise to keep, so I'll just quickly go on it. Damn Right, Behind the Scenes of Berkshire Hathaway Billionaire Charlie Munger by Janet Lowy, and Shoe Dog Memorial Creator of Nike by Phil Knight are two of my most favorite bibliographies. Both are filled with human moments of mistakes, doubts, persistence, and pain that no other author, no author in the world could have made up. Because as they say, life is the most unpredictable canvas. I generally believe it's hard to either finish either of these books and walk away without learning something about yourself or about life. So there you have it. Hopefully that fits the short criteria. I think this article will be something fun to look back every 5 years or so and see if this list changes. Hopefully you enjoyed it as well. Cheers, Daniel.